Hello everyone, and hope you guys are doing great. My name is Anthony David, aka Chidab, and today we have an amazing thing we are going to be discussing about. We are going to be answering a very important question a whole lot of farmers want to know, people who new investors want to know, people who are thinking of agriculture, they want to know. And what is this big discussion we're going to be having? It's a big question we'll have to answer in the course of this video, and the question is agriculture still very much profitable? People want to know, because investors just don't want to put their money into something that wouldn't bring returns. So they want to know if agriculture is still very much profitable. So I needed to relax, because this question is going to be answered in this particular video. Stay right there, I'll be back. Right guys, I'm back, but before we go into the discussion, I want to really appreciate all of my subscribers, every single person who's been watching my video. I say you guys are the best, you guys are awesome. Thanks for supporting my brand Chidab Agricultural Hub. Thanks for always being there. Thanks for always reaching out for my brand and seeing to the success of my brand. So if you're just joining and you haven't subscribed yet, I need you to right away hit on the subscribe button. I need you to like my video, turn on the notification bell as well, and remember to share, so that much of this content could reach out to several other persons who need them. We're jumping into the discussion right away, and the big question is agriculture still very much profitable? The big answer is an emphatic yes. Agriculture is still very much profitable, and it's even more profitable right now because you have more people to feed. But there are certain things you need to be aware of before you even think of going into agriculture. The first thing I want you to know today is that agriculture is not a Ponzi scheme. So don't expect a quick or get rich quick scheme with agriculture. Agriculture needs nurturing. Agriculture needs patience, and if you don't have any of these, then it will be difficult you thriving in the agricultural sector, because agriculture is just like every other field, it's just like every other business. You need to nurture whatever you are cultivating or rearing, and you also need to take time to understand the procedures in carrying out whatever thing you've chosen or whatever aspect you've chosen to go into. So it needs nurturing, it needs patience. It's not a get quick scheme like many people think it is. No, you don't jump in and expect to start making the million. It takes time, it takes understanding, it takes understanding, and it takes you doing it over and over again to gain mastery. When you've done this, of course you are going to have a level of understanding of how to run. I'm not saying you won't make profit, but for you to really make that massive profit that there is in agriculture for you to get, then you need to really take your time and understand the processes involved. Another thing I want you to know is agriculture is not a way of life. Agriculture is business. Agriculture is business. It's never a way of life. You know, most of us grew up with the idea that agriculture is a way of life, just like because of the lifestyle of our great grandparent who did agriculture as a way of life. But it has come to a realization that agriculture goes beyond being a way of life. Agriculture is business, and just like every other business, when you want to venture into agriculture, you need to ensure that everything is put in place. Agriculture is not a trial and error thing. You don't just come here to try out things. No, you need to be prepared. You don't just put your money into something you are not prepared for. You need to be prepared. You must understand the business environment you're about going into. You need to understand whatever you want to do. It's not something you just wake up one morning and you say, oh, I've got passion for. Yeah, passion is one, and then business is one. If you must do business and profitable in that thing you're doing, you need to ensure that every single thing is put in place. You don't skip any step. No, you don't do that, because once you do that, you are going to be frustrated. The thing I want you to take very seriously is you don't just come into agriculture and you want to do everything. If you try that, you are going to make a mess of your project. Yeah, you're going to make a mess of your agricultural project, and you end up becoming jack of all trade and master of none. In the agricultural field, you need to identify what you really are going to thrive in. If it's plantain you want to go into, start with plantain and focus on plantain. If it's corn or maize you want to go into, maize cultivation, focus on maize. Gain mastery of that particular crop. If it's rearing of animals you want to go into, identify that animal that would give you the highest profit. Go into it. Stop being jack of all trade and master of none. This is what happened for every single crop or every single animal you go into. It has its own production procedures. It has its own rearing procedures. Okay, let's take poultry for example. If you want to rear poultry, the procedures or the methods of rearing poultry is quite different from the method of rearing your goat. So if you are now combining goat and poultry together, it's going to be very, very tedious. And then the marketing strategies also for your poultry is quite different from the marketing strategy for your goat, and that means you have to focus on one and gain mastery, understand every single thing in that particular thing, and then you explore. Why becoming mastery of something is so important is, I'm going to cite an example. If you know Nije Farms, these guys are focused on cassava production, and because they are focused on cassava production, they've been able to understand everything as regards cassava production. They've been able to understand how the do's and the don'ts in cultivating cassava, and also they've been able to work and have improved cassava varieties, early maturing, the ones high yielding cassava varieties, and a host of other things. They've also been able to explore several value chains in cassava. This is only possible when you are focused on a particular thing. If you ain't jumping from one crop to the other, you ain't jumping from one animal to the other, you want to do everything at the same time, you are going to make a mess of your agricultural project. And once that happens, it's not going to be profitable, because if you say you want to go into crop and then you are doing maize has its own diseases, then you are treating the diseases of maize, you are treating the diseases of cassava, you are treating the diseases of, let's say, vegetables at the same time, you are just going to keep wasting more. And then when you need to market, the marketing strategy for maize will be quite different from the marketing strategy for your vegetables. So there's a whole lot of distraction and you are not focused on a particular thing. The next thing I want to tell you is you need to choose your value chain. Who says you must be in the production line of agriculture before you make money in agriculture? Agriculture is so vast, and only one person cannot run all the value chains in agriculture. You might not be a farmer and you still be doing agriculture. You might not be in the production part of agriculture, you would still be running your agricultural business and making money. You don't have to be on the field before you can sell agricultural produce. You need to understand where your area of strength is. You need to understand your area of strength and focus on that area of strength. If you cannot produce, you don't have what it takes, you don't have the technical knowledge to producing the right crop, then why go into production in the first place? Why not just explore other value chains? There is marketing, there is processing. So you could choose one of the two, or you could choose several other things. You can go into processing and then process into other products and make your money. You can go into marketing and then you buy from the farmers and then you sell to final consumers. You need to understand the value chains involved in everything we do. You don't have to be on the field before you can make profit in the agricultural business. Yeah, you don't have to. So you need to understand this and then take advantage of it. Still citing the example of Neji Farms, these guys have so understood cassava production and they've been able to explore other value chains in cassava. They market the process into other products, the process into fufu, into flour, into several things. They export. They don't even have a market in Nigeria, I doubt, because they have foreign clients they supply to. This is possible because they've been focused on a particular thing and they've gained mastery, so they're able to try out other things in this value chain of cassava, and they are making it big time. So guys, you need to be focused and ensure you understand what you are doing even before you go into. Some people have funds, they have the land, they have everything it takes to really run agriculture or to run an agricultural enterprise, but the challenge is they lack the technical know-how. They don't know the nitty-gritty involved in production. That isn't a problem, that shouldn't be a challenge. That is why you have people like us who are here to help you get established. That is why you have Chidav Agricultural Hub, to help you get established, to introduce you to run trainings, to train your workers and then show them how these things are being done. Then after a while, if it's a contract, say for a month, 2 months or 3 months, then you put your workers through this. Your workers will have understood how these things are being run and they will take it off from there. And that is what we do. We establish farms and we move on to the next one. We don't establish farms and then we still remain, we get stuck with that farm. No, it's a movement. And that is one of the major essence of Chidav Agricultural Hub. We are here, we're a brand that help farmers or agripreneurs get established, establish your farms, and if you want to explore other value chain, we are also going to put you through and they make you understand how these things are being done so you don't make mistakes. And that is why this content is coming to you. Agriculture is very, very profitable. There's a whole lot of people to feed and very few farmers actually. So if you understand your game, you understand your game and you play your game right, definitely you are going to make massive, incredible profit in the agricultural field. We've come to the end of this session, guys, and I really want you to start taking your agribusiness very seriously. Agriculture is not a way of life, agriculture is business, and you need to be serious if your business must thrive. So guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I need you to hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, like my video, and remember to share. My name is Anthony David. I will be back.